I'd like to call to order the 17th meeting of the Elm Street Resistance dedicated to the fight against fascism and people who hand out donuts at public rallies. Sally, I understand that you had an incident at today's rally.
I was giving out the donuts and they didn't want my donuts. It was very sad. Could have taken one out of politeness,
What is the world coming to?
People just don't have manners anymore.
They think that there's something yucky in my donuts. I was very offended.
And I happen to know, Sally, that this is one of your specialty donuts too. It was a special No More Kings donut.
That's right. That's right.
Please tell.
No More Kings. No. It had this really queenly icing and yeah, it was really nice and also some sprinkles and some cinnamon well, I'll give you guys one. Here you go.
Sounds just I'm trying to go gluten-free.
Like you're not really a donut gal. I understand if somebody told me that they're not a donut person, I can understand.
I'm not the majority, Sally. So there is something else. There's something perhaps it was sabotage. Do you think someone was telling other people not to eat your donuts?
What are you saying, Martha?
I don't know. I've been hearing whispers.
Whispers? Kind of whispers.
Well, they're thinking we're too radical. Yes.
Moi, et moi?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine why they would think donuts was a step in the radical direction, but that could be it. I mean, even some people who kind of have some sympathy for our cause just
because they make a complete circle.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They think also they could be holy. Could be that. Could be some, belief that maybe I'm trying to proselytize a certain holy religion, perhaps, a donut religion.
Right. And if somebody eats a donut, they're basically saying, I am with you, and you might be expecting more from that.
Right. They think it's a quid pro quo kind of situation.
I mean, coming full circle kind of thing.
Right. Could be that. Oh, we live in a hard, hard world.
So what if you took a bite out of the donut and offered them that donut? It's not complete. Would that be a safer offering?
Well, but would you really eat a donut with somebody's mouth gooey on it?
That would definitely ensure that it might be more dangerous. That's unhygienic.
I don't know. I just don't understand the way people think about these things.
Who doesn't love fried dough of some kind? I mean, every culture has it.
Every culture. Now, let me ask you this, Cheryl. I know you're not a big donut fan, but would you have kind of a, Southwestern Native American fried dough situation for you?
Well, when in Rome, as they say.
Right. Right. If you were down there, you might.
Is Rome in the Southwest?
Well, I know there's at least one Rome in Georgia, and I would eat fried dough there if.
Oh.
Now, would that be the fried dough or the funnel cake or what other? There's so many names for just throwing a plop of dough down and frying it up.
It is really. I mean, it's like the Native Americans? How many? Or there's Eskimos. The Eskimos have so many words for snow, and the words for fried dough are probably at least as numerous.
Yes. Yeah. That really shows our culture, what we stand for. We are not afraid to call a lump of dough a different name.
I mean, my people, Zapala is really is what it's all about in the fried dough area.
Yeah. And half my people are really into bagels, and the other half of my people are into crumb cooking or something.
And most of my people are into eating.
Okay.
Fried dough in particular, yes.
Any kind of dough. When you think about it, dumplings, dumplings are the fried dough of the world.
Yeah, that's true.
Which again makes this all the more puzzling because obviously with so many cultures interested in fried dough in some way or shape or topping, why couldn't that bring people together?
Right. I don't,
I
it's,
mean,
it was designed to be something that would unify us, as we demonstrate, but now it's just,
Oh, Sally, don't be down on yourself. You did a good thing. You just because they wanted to slap you doesn't mean you deserve to be slapped.
no, I know it's true. And next time I'm going to bring like crickle cooking or something good.
crickle cooking,
Crickle.
crickle
Yeah,
cooking. Yeah, that might at least intrigue people. Maybe
right.
maybe they're tired of donuts. Maybe they've had too many donuts
That's right.
and need
They want-
variety.
That's right. You
Um,
could put in a good word in your newsletter there, Martha.
I could. Well, maybe we should run the recipe. Maybe we should run the recipe.
Yes. Make
Okay.
everybody a cribble cooking cook.
Put a thumbtack in that, but I do have to bring up something that's come to my attention. It turns out that the local teens, the teenage people,
Mhm.
are using the word search to find obscenities.
Uh, you, our word search? Well,
Your word search, Martha.
uh, well, I think of it as ours, but sure, if you, I I actually I admit that I actually use a program that specifically says that it makes absolutely sure that there are no. You're saying the last word search had. Could I ask what I don't know if I should even ask what word.
I don't want to further. I don't want to carry this further, and I have too much respect for the two of you to be repeating such phrases.
But trying to put a positive spin on it, is that perhaps a good thing? Will the young people then, if they see a copy of the newsletter out, will they snap it up, hoping that they might find something?
Very good point. That does show that they are at least picking up the newsletter.
Hmm.
May I suggest you might want to make it so that more obscenities could be found, because then
Ooh.
we're going to have a following.
Hmm.
I think I could do that. If you there are ways you can manipulate lines and type so that perhaps reading down there could be, the first letter of each line could spell out a word that.
Right.
Hmm,
Right. What is that called? Is that a
it's the thing. It's the
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. It's a thing where the
no,
letters line.
palindrome. Or is it not a palindrome? That's something else. But
No,
this
it's not.
word, the Norwegians have a word for it, I think. But
Those Norwegians have a lot of words.
hmm.
Yeah,
Do they have any fried dough? I don't know
they
so
do.
much.
It's the crickle cooking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, in fact, wait, well, I guess I'll get the book for next time.
Okay.
So Sally, other than the donut rejection, what do you have to report from the rally? I mean, you were a block from me, and so I was directly underneath a walk sign, so I really intermingled with a lot of people. But I'd love to hear how
Oh,
things were
yeah.
down at your end of the block.
Oh, yeah. I saw somebody with a little, hand pipe. They were making some really nice tunes. Did you get
Wow.
some people making tunes in your area, Jerry?
I had somebody with a boom box, and they just kept on playing "If I Had a Hammer" over and over again,
Oh, yeah.
which kind of became a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Because they got people wanted to hit them on with the hammer.
Yeah, after the 15th time, if I had a bell, just you're
What's that?
not thinking.
I never did understand that song. What's that about?
Well, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the evening.
Mhm.
But that's sort of like if
Yeah.
I had a shirt, I'd wear it in the daytime. I mean, what's the point?
Right, exactly. I mean, I just think it's all about being useful and using the proper tools.
Okay,
Mhm.
then let me ask you this. I never got this land is your land, this land is my land. Does that
Well,
sound kind of piggy, like, hey, this is mine. Doesn't that seem
That,
normal?
that was actually what we were singing down our end of the block, and
Oh,
it did cause some of the homeowners to come out and threaten again litigation because they thought we were trying to claim their front yards for ourselves as if, because
mhm.
Larison told me about that. Oh
Mm.
my gosh. I didn't know it was you. I just told her, oh yeah, these people are radicals and they want your property, I guess.
They thought we were doing what is I was gonna say Rite de Seigneur, but that's something else entirely. Um, um,
Magna Carta,
um, oh, there's something.
Oh yeah, Cote de Jour
Uh,
or something. Yeah.
mm, um, yeah,
Coeur d'Alene.
these.
No, you take property by eminent domain, but it's also called Muki Stakuka. Yeah.
There.
Is that like a funnel cake?
No.
Well, maybe that's why I have cakes on my brain, so maybe I don't get the word. Oh, Minister Mercer. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get it.
you're very close. I know, but
Right.
isn't it incredible
Force
how with our
majeure. Force majeure.
that's the one I knew it was foreign, but isn't it wonderful how there are words for everything?
Is
Yeah.
that Norwegian?
No,
I think
it
that
must be
that's
Latin, right?
French, and I don't know. I
Was it
think
French?
Major is
Huh.
that sounds
Maybe
French.
we should have a French word search.
Mm,
That would really get the teenagers involved.
Ah, international.
no, those children aren't learning foreign languages. They
Oh.
barely speak English.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe some kind of slang though you could do.
Oh, like for shizzle, or I don't know what the what.
Oh,
Oh, put a lot of Z's. Yeah, just put a whole row of Z's, and that probably solves a lot of them.
that'll stump them. That's right.
It'll stump them. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean that actually brings up something that it's been bothering me for a long time. Do you know how many times it's been a couple of years now, but people would say, "Hey, you're fat," and they would swear that it's spelled with a PH, but I don't think they meant that. I think they were hiding behind that.
Wow.
That
Oh, is
slang
it?
supposedly meant good or
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a, that's not nice. But what I don't get it is PHAT. Does that mean like something?
it meant good, it meant great,
Oh,
one point in the slang of the young
Is,
people.
is that a Norwegian term?
No, I think it's people who like to do alternate spellings of things and then turn them into something else. A word we already have, and then you know, like I don't know.
you
I
know,
mean, mm, if you change somebody's name from Frank to
or a,
PHRANK, would be Frank.
you might want to write a whole newsletter like that.
Mm. Changing, you mean changing all those kinds of things that sound like other things?
Yeah, just make it all the F's would be PHs and all the M's would be UW or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Maybe, maybe we could get a guest teenage editor.
Oh wow.
I did put out a word for an intern. Um, and instead, someone showed up wearing a stethoscope, and I think he misconstrued what kind of intern I was looking for.
Oh, yeah. Doctor.
You have to admire their focus though.
Hmm.
Mm.
Obviously, this young man was willing to work anywhere he could wear his stethoscope.
Mm.
Did
Well,
he
I'm still,
listen to your lungs or your heart?
Well, he had a few minutes to spare before his
Yeah.
next interview, so yeah, I allowed him to practice on me.
That's great. That's
I got
I
some,
admire
yeah,
your donation to the medical industry.
yeah,
yes.
and the copay was small, so it wasn't,
Oh,
yeah, it wasn't.
that then.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just, I'm really worried about, we're really worried about the world where donuts are not considered a friendly offering. So what do we do next?
I know it really is bad. I do think it's because of the banality of the donuts. I think I have to think more, uniquely, come up with something unique.
Gary,
Okay, so
Sally, I will not sit here and listen to you put down your own hard work and in lieu of yourself.
hmm,
In lieu of, ooh, isn't that, I think that's Latin.
that's foreign. Mhm.
Yeah, I think you should put a bunch of words like that into the newsletter. That'll really shake things up. In lieu of, force majeure.
Well, I'm actually
Je ne sais quoi.
It's always good.
I'm
What?
all for that. As you know, I'm all for that. I'm all for learning about other cultures and inviting them over for a very light meal sometimes. But I think part of the issue that we're having with conscripting new people into our organization is they're kind of against anything that's foreign.
Oh. So you think we should be more of the people? The newsletter should be like, hey, buddy, like that.
Yeah, if we can fool them somehow into joining our organization by seeming to be less inclusive than we are.
No, yeah, less inclusive. Okay. So just, hey,
So we'd be trying to make ourselves look lucrative by not being open.
All right, maybe if we pushed our exclusivity, we might be more desirable.
like not letting people join our group. Oh, that's brilliant. Martha, you just have this brilliant mind. Oh, I love that.
Next newsletter, 72-point type. We aren't taking any new members.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my.
But I was going to say, but we could kind of float the idea of a waiting list just in case,
Martha, you are a genius.
Genius. Waiting list. Yes. There's nothing like a waiting list to really bring them in.
Oh,
Oh,
so many
What,
people would rather be on the waiting list than actually be part of an organization.
yes. Isn't
what
it?
if what if they asked to see the waiting list?
They're not good enough to see our waiting list.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. They have to get to the top of the list before they see the waiting list.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
Wow.
love that. I
waiting
think that's
list anybody.
Can I get on the waiting list?
Oh, only if it makes you feel better, Jerry. You're already in the organization.
Well, I'd like to be on the waiting list too.
See how this works?
see.
Just the term waiting list, and people are lining up.
Yeah, it's a siren's call. It's definitely a siren's call. Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's put that on the front of the paper. That'll
Mhm.
really get them in. And then I have some new spots where I'm putting out the paper. Yeah. I
Oh,
yeah, the local hospital, you know how long people have to wait there. I've got a stack in the ER that's really killing it right now. Yeah.
a wonderful idea.
Yeah, that's hours and hours at the ER. The DMV, another hours and hours. Yep. Every place that people have to wait, it's been great. Social Security, they closed most of the offices. So the one that's there, miles out, yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
I've been putting stacks.
Hmm.
Does a place have to be a certain level of boring for you to be to for you to leave a stack there, or is it just any goes?
I don't know, but I'll tell you the orthodontist office is killing it. Killing it. I don't know what he's doing, but he's taking forever and they come out so drugged, they just keep their newspaper.
That's that's another untapped market. People who are under the influence of something.
Yeah.
Oh, got to do it outside Sweeney's Bar. Yeah, Sweeney's Bar and Grill. They're really loaded on a Friday night. Okay.
Hmm. But that means we have to stay out late till closing time.
Well,
As
I'm usually there on Friday nights, so I'd be glad to make sure that the stack is taken care of.
Excellent. You know what? We could have a nice bar competition of who can fill out the word jumble the fastest, right? Or who
The
can
French
find
one?
swear words. What?
The
Mm,
French version?
Could do the French. No, I think we're
No. Okay, sorry. I spoke.
doing the French, but maybe the swear word version for, late night
mhm,
folks.
it's possible. It's
But
possible.
I,
I think we
I,
could learn some new swear words at Sweeney's. I've, for one, I
but
hear just by walking by.
yeah, but the problem is that what if they make up a swear word and then when we say no, that's not a swear word, they take us to court or something.
Well, we could just put in the caveat, the judge, Martha is the final judge and arbiter, and the final say goes. And you're going to lose out on your opportunity to have some krumkaken if
And
you, right? And the
be on the
award
waiting
for the,
list. Be on the
what?
waiting. They would miss out also on the opportunity to be on the waiting list.
They go to the end of the waiting list.
Oh boy, that'll get them. Oh, they won't make a peep of a sound.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we have a plan.
Sweeney's.
Wow. So should we, be going out there looking for, and Martha, I don't want to step on your toes, but should we be looking for swear words that we can include in the word search?
I don't think you have to look very far, Gary. I've heard things coming out of your windows on a spring evening when they
Oh,
throw up.
Am I not human? Do I not bleed if you cut me?
Mm.
oh.
You get cut quite a lot because of
I
this.
a lot of cuts, and yeah. Once I'm in pain, I just have to let one loose.
Mm.
Wow. There you have it. Wow.
Uh,
Another underbelly. See, this is such a great little underbelly of our society here. Our little,
Underbelly.
and by the way, I want to point out, Martha. Well, I don't know if this is your idea or Sally's idea, but that drawing of like a pig lying on its back, with the underbelly column is just
oh,
chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
I
yeah.
mean, Sally. Well, you executed that. I mean, it was
Yes.
and you executed that perfectly to her vision.
But at the time, I could see it running vertical or something. Whoever went horizontal with it, really, just brilliant.
Well,
Yeah.
that was actually an accident at the printer, but if you like it, we'll keep it.
Yeah. It draws your eye right in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Especially, yeah, the multiple nipples on the pig's belly. Oh, just
yeah.
wonderful.
And dishing dirt, people always love a little dirt that's dished.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder why why the elementary children had stacks of that. Uh, they spelled
Oh,
because
that's
of the
right.
constrict-
They won the
I
pig
think they were coloring in a lot of the word search. So,
I don't
well,
know.
I see by the clock on the wall that we have to close this meeting up. Is there any last business?
I feel we've accomplished so much in a limited amount of time that we haven't.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, and are you going to do anything with all those extra donuts, Sally?
Well, I could smash them up and make krumkaka, but I'll be sure and let you know for next time. Yeah.
That
I'll
would be good.
Or put them on top of like ice cream,
Yeah.
perhaps toasted.
Toasted. Yes.
Root beer? You ever dunk them in root beer?
Oh no, but that could be really good. Boy, I'm gonna have to have a dead donut party. This sounds good.
Sounds wonderful. Well, we'll put it in the newsletter, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right. Do we have a motion to close this meeting?
How cool. We'll do it. Sally, 1, 2, 3. Motion to adjourn.
Well, wait, but then I got to be the second one then, right?
Is that legal?
I guess I don't know. We'll have to try. I second the motion. All in favor?
Favor? Aye.
Aye. And that's the end of
We
this
adjourned it.
resistance.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good. We're good. Thank you, Xander. Thank you for the late night help. Oh, the music's coming on. We have to.
See you next
Want to
time.
introduce yourselves, members of the resistance?
Sure. My name starts. I'll say I'm Cheryl from Milford, Pennsylvania, aka Martha.
Yeah, my name starts with a J, so I'll say Jude out of Seattle and other AKA Sally.
My name starts with a J also. My name is John. I'm in Southern Maine and AKA Gary. Thank you very much, Festival Vintage What is the name of this? The Follies. Thank you, Follies. Thank you, Xander.
See you next month.